I survived 100 days in a Minecraft zombie war. This is an unscripted game mode, told in a story format. And the game is starting right now. And it's really simple. There's 50 players inside this prison. And one of those players is actually me. But not to worry. There's 5 survivors on the outside. And they have a chance to free us. Turn off the klaxon. And they free all 50 players, allowing us to come into the game. And if we are freed, we can then begin to explore this big, massive island and interactive map and end the zombie apocalypse once and for all. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the lore, because it's packed with it. Jack and 5 other survivors will now be attempting to break us out of this prison. All 50 players and myself are depending on it. If you guys go on to enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button because it's over 2 hours long and it took a long time to make. And also, hitting that like button might give us some luck. And we need luck, because I want to get out of this prison. But now, the prison break game mode is commencing, and I'll be handing my eyes over to Jack and 4 other survivors who'll be breaking us out of this prison. They're incoming, and guards are heading out to greet them.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Wait until it stops, wait until it stops. Get out. Alright, behind this building.
Yep.
Oh god.
Sure we're going together.
There we go.
Okay.
The sniper's now down. The prison guards have no overwatch,
Careful not to shoot each other.
Yeah.
and they don't have to worry about a sudden shot to the head.
Yeah, pull back if you need to. Don't be too far.
Yeah, they're pushing up, they're pushing
You're
up.
very far ahead. You're very far ahead. Oh, God.
Well, sit.
Pushing right. There's a guy right to that building.
The team knew that they were getting surrounded, and there were a lot of SCP members outside, and they were closing in. The team had lost momentum, and Jack took some heavy fire and went super low, quickly using stim packs to get him back to full health, so he could take another peek to hold off the horde coming towards him.
You sniper.
There's loads there.
Sniper. Jack, you can get up.
We need to watch out, watch out. They're up close.
Jack doing his best to hold everyone back with his revolver. They then pushed on top of the air control tower.
Jack, you
Yeah,
can
let's
get
go up, let's go up, let's go up.
Yeah.
Get up here, get up here.
Go in the plane tower and get up.
Yeah.
Go up the ladder, you said?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna leave Fading.
Nice, good stuff, good stuff.
Careful,
another!
Careful with that sniper.
There's one below.
Got him, got the guy below. Let's go.
Nice.
Alright, let's go. Push around this building here. Push around this building with me.
Oh, God, that did damage.
This guy died. Oh. Dead.
Nice, good
Nice,
stuff,
nice.
guys. Good stuff, good stuff. We got this.
I need sims if anyone's got.
Wait, guy, you're right in front.
I only have 6 stims. I only
I
have
need
6.
sims. I'm on 2.5 hearts.
Oh, I'm dead. He's fully domed me, bro.
Oh no.
No!
Oh no.
I'm dead.
Ow.
Monty, how are we gonna do this? How are we doing this?
Jack and some other survivors, their story is over. And now it's up to Monty and Youngjer to get us out of this prison. Free us! After fierce fighting, they had managed to make it inside the main prison. And they had taken out the 2 guards in the control room. But out of the 6 who came, only 2 managed to make it here alive. But the sacrifice of the players who did die, including Jack, they had managed to bring 50 or more players onto the game, giving the survivors a chance to win this game completely and complete the lore that was started a year ago. The klaxon was turned off, the alarm system was disabled, and the door to all the prison cells opened, freeing everyone. Woo! Zombie! But sadly, the prisoner in the next cell was accidentally caught in the crossfire when young Jer and Monty were killing the 2 players in the control room. So instead of a player being released from the cell, it was now a zombie. And to make things even worse, this player went by the name of Zipkick. He was on the tower with me, and I wanted to ask him how he managed to get captured, what happened to him. And now all those answers die with him, and we'll never know. Monty and Jer were down below trying to control the prisoners to get them organized. There's still a long journey to go, and we need to get off this island before more SCP players arrive. Once that was done, it was finally time to get off this island and to get out there. And on the island was a plane that we could use to escape. But there was a dilemma. The plane had a limited amount of seats, and not everyone could come. And instead of erupting into potential violence, we managed to solve the problem by discussing, and some players volunteered to stay behind. But before we could take off, the small runway needed to be cleared of all vehicles. Youngjer was moving one of those vehicles. He was one of the players who had freed us from the prison, and we owed him a lot. But as he was reversing the car, he drove into a pole, and the car blew up, taking Youngjer out of the game. He had taken on countless enemies, survived countless journeys, and that's how he's gone. You couldn't write this. When I was recording this at the time, I was gutted for him. And this puts the show in jeopardy because he was an incredible fighter. And we're going to need people who can fight. I'm gonna need people I can trust. But we couldn't mourn the dead for long. We need to get off this island and reach the mainland. There are survivors in the nearby city who survived the last 100 days. We need to get to them. They're waiting for us and they need us. I drove the plane to the end of the runway and I punched it, shooting into the sky, the engine roaring. And as we broke the cloud layer, we forgot to check one crucial thing, and that was the fuel. Our fuel had run out, and the engine has now cut out. And we're gliding. We're going down.
Should we jump
God,
out?
please, God, please, God, please.
Oh,
Oh my God.
We jump?
Crash landing. Don't jump.
The plane had crashed, and luckily it didn't blow up. The structure of the plane absorbed all the damage that we would have taken. So luckily, we were all alive. But now, we were stranded up in the mountains. And the admins had given us clear instructions that we had to get off this mountain, otherwise we'll freeze. They had given us 1 hour to descend to lower altitude. So now with the plan changed, we have to get to the city on foot. Remember, there's survivors in the city who made it across the bridge from the other island. They're waiting for us, and they're probably going to be wondering where we are. Up in the mountains, it was giving us slowness. We had slowness 3. But before we could set off, I needed to check the canyon that we flew through. I thought a player had jumped out, and maybe he's stuck up there. So myself and Monty went up to investigate, but we found no one up there, but just undead, frozen zombies. We made it back to the group, and we began following the road south. This road was dangerous, and zombies were constantly coming towards us.
There's quite a few. Be careful.
Careful, prepare on both sides.
Oh, what's
Watch out,
that?
there's a couple coming up behind us.
Oh, great.
We had managed to find a small camp that looked abandoned. There were no signs of life, but still we were cautiously moving in. You never know when there might be a trap or an ambush, so you need to be ready. With me and Monty being the best geared, we were investigating the campsite, and after a while of searching, we determined it was safe, and everyone made their way into the camp. IGN Wu jumped straight into the vehicle, and it started up. That was the only thing that was valuable here. There was nothing else. This base had been stripped of everything else. We got everyone in the vehicle, and we thought it would be a good idea to use this to get off the mountain. And the idea sounded great at the time, but after driving maybe 100 or so blocks, the snow, the mountain was just too much for the vehicle, and it was faster to be on foot, and also quieter. And this was maybe a good thing, and a blessing in disguise. Because as we kept pressing up the road, a humongous base revealed itself, and this place was heavily guarded.
Oh, helicopter, get
There's
down,
helicopter,
get
there's
down.
helicopter.
No.
There's an attack helicopter.
You're not there.
We want to get down.
Hug this mountain. This is the best chance of not seeing us. Hug here, in here, in here. Please, everyone quick.
Crouch and hit prone.
Doesn't really matter if you're prone or not, as long as you're just hugging this mountain. I don't think it'll make too much of a difference, lying down or not. If anything, it's better being crouched when it's a helicopter, because you're smaller looking down. I actually don't think the helicopter sees us. I'm actually shocked by that.
But he will soon.
The guard, I think, definitely sees us.
Why don't we shoot it down, though?
They might only
They must
have...
not have good communication
I
to
was
the
just about to say,
helicopter.
no, what they might have is they might have only in-game communication, which might be a rule to make it more fair.
Helicopters.
So, like, they need to land, like, that helicopter needs to land, then it'll be told, and then that helicopter will probably take off again.
Yeah, that helicopter's seen us.
Because it looked like it just took off recently.
It's on the mountain.
There was a helicopter flying around, keeping a lookout. If that thing spots us, we're dead.
For like a few seconds
Oh,
straight.
hang on, we got another freaking tower with a they're definitely snipers.
This is
Maybe
the
we
time
should
for
shoot
a
it
perfect
down.
sniper shot.
Well, it's been
Was it
shot.
shot?
Run,
Hey,
run,
Pointing down. Run. They're pointing down.
The road's here, the road's here.
pointing
The road
down.
curves in here. The road curves in here.
Guys, everyone who's behind, just start running.
I just got slowness again.
And as everyone ran, me and Monty held the back lines, expecting a push shortly from players. The helicopter wouldn't dare fly inside here. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, it might. No, it could go above it.
It might need to go around the mountain to get to us.
We're free out of this area.
We escaped the
There's something over
There's-
Come on, listen, guys.
But those players that we expected to come rushing us never came. And now it was just me and Monty. We expected once we got out of this valley that the team would be there waiting. But when we emerged at the other side, they were nowhere to be seen. They had ran and left us, or worse, being captured. But things just don't stop. As we got outside, on the right, there was another base. And at first, I thought it was just another building. But then, I could see players on the towers. But this was a different team completely. This was Umbrella Corp. These were the players who took me from the last island and took me here and handed me over to SCP. You see, Umbrella Corp members, they're able to respawn. They come back every session. But if we take out the commander, they have no more respawns. And that's my goal for this series. Get revenge for the Knight in Red, and for Zipkick, and for everyone else they killed. And one of the Umbrella Corp members had now spotted us, and that member tried to engage in conversation with us. But I know what happens when you make deals with this team, or follow their instructions. They never mean what they say.
Hello. What are you doing now?
Not much. Good to see you
would
again.
Like to follow me? Yeah, you're on my land there. If you didn't know.
Follow you?
Yeah, just follow me. You're on my land. We're going to a nice resort called Home. Yeah, we're going home. Follow me.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to come see my leader?
Not really.
She's very nice.
We have no
She's very.
we have no ammo or anything.
Oh, okay.
So I gave them a swift no. That person killed Knight. Come on, let's go.
A games person.
No.
Okay, I'm good.
Under heavy fire, we fled the scene, and we wanted to get as far away from the Umbrella Corp base as possible. For now, because we will be back to take them down. But the city we were so desperately trying to get to had now came into sight. It was right in front of us. But we knew, with all the shots that were just fired at us, Umbrella Corp won't be far behind. So we left the road and entered a tree line, waiting to see if we could ambush any Umbrella Corp members who are hunting us. Do you think we could take out a whole Umbrella Corp area?
Nah, I really doubt we
Yeah, there was
could.
quite a few there.
Also, I know a lot of people like Orasico and JJQ. I was doing some practicing with them before this event actually happened, and they're insane.
Oh yeah, they're coming down the road. They're coming down the road.
Probably think we're in the town if they're using the render distance thing.
No, it's not. Sicko knows we're here. He just said hello.
Oh.
Yeah, the fact that they know it's us.
Oh, nice.
Get the loot.
Don't want to push too fast. I'm gonna go up the hill, see if I can spot anybody just in case.
Oh, dude, they have M16. They've got new guns. They've got players' guns. They haven't got their classic Umbrella Corp stuff.
I don't see anybody in the area.
Right, come on. We gotta go. There was someone else running around. But as we were about to enter the tunnel to get to the city, we noticed another Umbrella Corp base in the distance, up on the hill with power lines connected to it. This is where Monty said that this might be where the air defense system is, which we need to take down so we can get our admin team onto the map to help us fight this war. So it's crucial that eventually we take down that base, alongside with Umbrella Corp's main base. With myself looking one way and Monty looking the other, we watched each other's back as we pushed through the tunnel slowly. Okay, right, let's do the classic thing. I'll look forward, you look left. I'll look forward, you look back, and if we get into a gunfight, we have to sadly fight this one. We need to get out of this area. I'm watching forward, don't worry. Do you trust me?
Yep.
We had now managed to finally make it to the town we were meant to fly the plane into. And a lot of time had passed since that plane crashed. And this is where I'm gonna be honest with you. My frame of mind completely changed. And in my head, I was at war, and the only thing I was thinking of was survival and ending the Umbrella Corp. Monty and I had managed to find the survivors in the town, and they were running around in a building, not even attempting to hide. And in my head, and I think Monty's too, they were a liability. So instead of greeting the prison survivors, we quietly tiptoed away. They were now free from the prison. Monty and Jack and all the rest, they'd done their job, and it's up to them to survive this series by themselves. And if they want to do that, they're gonna have to take it seriously, because this server, the admins are not gonna make this easy. And that's where me and Monty had our chat. So like, I don't want that to happen again. Monty, I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to get attached to any more people. Like, Night and all that, like, I wanted to protect, and I just ended up paying for it. So, like, we agree, like, we fight for each other, but we do not save each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
You want to put that out there? Yeah?
Yeah.
Because survival at the end of the day. After Monty and I having our heart-to-heart and figuring out what our survival plan is, it was now time to meet up with the original survivors we were meant to meet when we had the plane. The problem was, a lot of time had passed, and they were all the way over on the other side of the city. So when we eventually made it there and got on top of the building, those survivors, as expected, were nowhere to be seen. They had clearly waited long enough and knew we weren't coming. Something must have went wrong, or maybe we were dead already. And as we were so high up overlooking the town, Monty was able to spot one down below. So we rushed to go get them.
%.
Yeah, it's Kieran.
Hey, Kieran.
Yo. Wait, I saw Kieran. Where'd Kieran go? Is that Kieran who I think it is? Yo, yo. Guys. Yo. Come here. Are you guys original survivors? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, where's the third guy gone? Alright, come on with me. Out here isn't safe. In the forest is not safe for sure. 100%. You'll get ambushed. Hurry. I told them to be quiet and follow me. And don't use in-game communication. Just moving into this building because I like the positioning of it. Shh, tell Mohammed not to speak in chat. We need to be quiet, otherwise we're going to get a big bunch of players on us. Monty and myself and 2 of the other survivors were using Discord to communicate so no one could hear us in game. You're allowed to use this communication when you stay really close, but Mohammed had lost us and he was too far away for us to move him into Discord.
Oh, guy on the front. What? I think Umbrella Corp.
I don't see it.
Don't say a word. Don't say a word to him.
Wait,
He's gonna get us all killed. Mohammed's gonna get us killed.
Kieran, that's why this like building.
Get down. Just all get down. Hide from Happy. He's gonna kill us.
What's that? Right now.
I just saw the entire team of the people, like the big team, run down the streets, and then Mohammed behind the building.
Oh, I can literally see Mohammed. He didn't run far, did he? Yeah, it's Umbrella Corp. It's Umbrella Corp literally chasing them down.
Don't go towards it.
Umbrella Corp were hunting us, and the 2 other survivors we had just picked up wanted the same thing. They wanted to go to war with Umbrella Corp, and we thought with Umbrella Corp being in the town, looking for survivors to capture or kill, we thought that this would be the perfect moment to attack their base. And we thought psychologically, maybe they won't be attempting such a quick attack with the series only starting so soon. And we were all bloodthirsty and hungry to end Umbrella Corp. Mohammed sadly ran off before we could even get a chance to maybe potentially send a whisper to him. It was time to quickly move out of the town undetected. And that, surprisingly, was the easy part. We had managed to get out of the town, but what we had just done, we had managed to loop around to that Umbrella Corp base that I had seen just before we entered the tunnel. This was a small lookout base. It looked like it was overlooking the city, maybe to protect the city, to control the city. I'm not entirely sure, but on replay mod here, I can see something. A rocket launcher system on top of the base. And this might be the building that Monty told me about not long ago. There's a tower on the map controlled by an admin team, we were told. And on this admin control tower is a weapon system that's capable of shooting down any aircraft from any range on this island. And before the admins can come in who helped us in the last series, that system needs to be taken out completely. So the helicopter is free to land, and it'll give us help when we need it. A one-time use. And in calling in the admins will also reveal more of the lore and our objective that we need to complete. But this was a small Umbrella Corp base. We wanted to hit the mothership, their big main base, where maybe the commander lives. So we attempted to quickly sneak past while they were distracted looking into the city. And somehow, by a miracle, this worked. We snuck in under the power lines, and we were darting straight for the main Umbrella Corp base. We still had the element of surprise, and that would hopefully be enough to end Umbrella Corp forever. Soon, it's time to begin our engagement at this base. And once we begin this siege, we'll potentially have 10 to 15 minutes before the rest of the Umbrella Corp members make it back to base. But this wasn't as easy as we thought it would be in our heads. The players they had left behind at the base were elite, and they were good at what they did. We expected them to be like last season, very aggressive, and that they would potentially leave their walls and come towards us. But they were holding their ground and they were doing the right thing. Right, we're gonna try push ourselves in. We're gonna try push our way in. Try and take down this fortress if we can. If we were around the back side, we could just shoot in the back and then they'd technically fall off. They're on top of the tower here. I've got a grenade and lob it over.
Oh yeah, that's this one.
Grenade
In
out.
one multiple times on top of the hill.
Oh, there's yeah, I see him.
Hit him again.
Monty on the left.
If you can get this guy in the close tower to peek, that means we can clear
Okay.
this tower.
I down low. You can shoot for leaves. Oh. Wait, no.
Wait, can you?
Yeah, you can. I would say maybe fall back. I doubt we can actually take this.
No, I think we can. We just need to clear this top tower. Sadly, not long after the siege, Dimitri was taken out of the game. He was killed by one of the players in the tower. And with this, Umbrella Corp, they done their classic trait, where they got aggressive. And that's what we wanted, but at this point, it was too late. We now had to leave. This engagement had been too long, and Umbrella Corp, the players in the town, were now going to be heading back to base. And we were soon going to be outnumbered. This attack was an utter fail. Kieran, Monty, and I began running back up the power lines, and we had now found ourselves at that tower base with the air system that we need to destroy. We thought that we could rectify the situation and bring down the air defense, allowing us to bring the admins into the game where they can help us for a short period and they can give us the objective that we need and tell us more lore about this island. We began quickly engaging the base with no plan whatsoever, but we got the whole situation wrong. The players that were inside the city, the Umbrella Corp members, they were now pushing in behind us and they had ambushed us. Are we being shot from behind? Oh my god, there's loads coming behind. Run. I ran for the closest hill to get some cover, where as quick as I could, I turned around to try and lay some covering fire from Monty and Kieran.
Oh, I'm dead.
No, you're not. Oh god, run. More defensive positions. But that was unsuccessful. Monty had managed to get away, but Kieran was sadly killed in the ambush. It was now back to just me and Monty. Umbrella Corp's mind games that they played in the last season of winding us up and taunting us was clearly working. Our biggest danger and our true threat to survival was actually ourselves. Monty and I decided to take refuge in a building, calm down and recuperate and learn from our losses. If we could have cleared the top building, like we had to give them a fight. Like, you know what I mean? We had to try and fight them no matter what. Thank you.
Just in case.
So we had to try and use that momentum to try and counterbalance it. But I was about to say, let's just go because they're not going to come out and we don't have the resources to take care of them and they're going to be on us. And then literally they were right behind us. Here, hop off here. Don't go, like, probably a good tactic is probably not to go fully all the way up. Because that's where they're going to expect us to go. Right, we need to keep an eye on this. They're bringing attention over this way as well. We've got 2 guards in the tower over there as well. Oh. Yeah, do you know how I was saying about Herb's team and stuff in here? Yeah, I think they are.
In this building?
No. Just in the town hunting, I think. I just saw a black figure, like, down an alley, just, like, run past. And, like, who wears black armor? And I think he's heading in the direction of that prisoner. So that prisoner is either going to get captured or... I'm just keeping an eye on these guys down below. While up in the tower and taking a respite and recovering from our heavy loss, I was watching 3 players down below in the town. They were probably the prison players who left the island with us, and it looked like they now had raided some armor. But these players had my attention because I was wondering what had their attention. They were obsessed with looking up the road, and that's when I could hear an engine. Okay, they've just seen something down. Oh my god, that's a tank. That is SCP. That is a lot of... Oh my god. That's a lot of people.
Maybe click send.
That's a lot of people. Do not get spotted. Make sure you're sitting really far back in the room if you're going to be looking. SCP had came to town. And they came to town in force. And SCP had a message for us. So they ordered all the survivors inside the town to join a Discord channel. Where they left this message for us.
So, to all the survivors, you have 5 minutes to hand yourself in. Otherwise, we will be coming.
Alright, that's the message, guys. You may leave and make your decision. So, yeah, go back to your V seats.
Okay, Monty, I'm assuming we're not handing ourselves in.
Yeah, nah.
Okay, yeah, nah. What do we do?
I really don't know, to be honest. I really doubt anybody will actually hand themselves in.
With me and Monty agreeing that we weren't going to hand ourselves in, it was time to now flee the city and get out of here. If we have any chance of surviving this, we need to escape the city. We quietly went down the ladder, trying to avoid detection from the survivor on the nearby building. We had 5 minutes to flee the city before SCP would move and sweep the town, hunting for any survivors who didn't hand themselves in. But it was proven tricky to escape the town within the 5-minute period. Wait. On the floor. The 5 minutes was up and they were sweeping the streets. We did our best not to get found. We're gonna get down here. We're gonna wait. And then we're gonna try to cross that bridge at this right time. We attempted to take another route out of town, but that got us discovered. And an SCP member came running our way. Fleeing the scene, I knew that that SCP member was still somewhere behind us. Run. I know. Run. Is he dead?
No.
We could jump on that tree. Go. We won't outrun him. So Monty and I got in the tree and waited to ambush him. Go.
Nice. I'm going to quickly get his gun.
Now, with him taken out, hopefully, he never alerted any of the other SCP members. Go out of town. Try to get out. Hopefully, they're going to think we go up the opposite way. I don't know. Let's just hope.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have even saw where that came from, technically. He was dead before he even looked at me. Like, if we're going to take out this many people, and this is the challenge, we have to make sure that we take them out in small chunks and bites. And if they're chasing us, that's the perfect time to take them out in bites.
I might have bobby pins.
Ooh. We had successfully gotten out of the town, but then Monty told me that he had seen Dazrun in the town as we were attempting to escape, and Monty wanted to get him. Alright, we'll go back, but like if it gets too hot and we need to leave, like we need to leave. Like I said, we're not dying this season. I want to go out with a fight, not saving someone. Not anymore. So now we have to head back in. Hopefully saving Dazrun will be worth it. Crouch. I need to make sure they're safe.
Oh, that's the prisoners.
Yeah, I know. No. We have to get them to shut up. I've got an idea. Both of you on the ground. Now, on the ground. On the ground and don't talk. Don't talk. On the ground in the tree. Now. On the ground. Sorry, dude. You're too weak. You're gonna get us all killed. I killed the guy because he was putting us all at risk. And also, I'm at war. In the city map, I did my best to try and save others as much as possible. And because of my actions, that's got everyone killed. Now, with the only one survivor lying down, we should head into town and see if we can find Dazrun quick. But shortly after being back in the town and going around the corner, I saw an abundance of SCP players heading our way. They had obviously heard the shotgun. It wasn't a smart move on my end. Oh, shh. Monty. Daz, if you're here, what? Come now. Oh, Daz. Oh my god. Daz, come.
We need to get out of here,
come,
Daz.
Run, now. Come. No, Monty, run. They're all coming. They're all coming. Come on, Daz.
Run. They're all coming, Daz. They're all coming.
Okay, I need to. I'm sorry. This
Get in
chicken
the
needs to go.
trees, Daz. You don't have a lot of armor.
Prisoner guy, get to me now.
Bit.
Now, come to me. Come to me right now. Crouch here, crouch here, crouch here, Monty. Daz, crouch. Come here, come here, come here, come here. I need you to do something for me, dude. I need you to go running down that road.
So,
Go, go. I need you to run down that road.
Dude.
Please. Thank you. Right, go. Hopefully use them. Use him as an scapegoat, and we will sneak out of here.
Oh, okay. I like these tactics.
I'm not getting killed for anyone this season. You're so lucky you're in that building. Oh my god. When I saw your name pop up, I was like, nice! That's there! Alright, let's go. Let's go. Because that guy might return. This is zombie, don't worry. Yeah, I had to kill that guy because he wasn't lying down. He wasn't. He was gonna get us found. We had managed to use the survivor as an scapegoat, and when we got back to the mountain overlooking the town and the suburb area, it bought us the time we needed because there were maybe 8 or so SCP members scouting the beach now. I did what we had to do to survive. All right, they're gone.
We could always head to the other town bit down here.
I was thinking, yeah, we keep moving. We were just about to head into another town. After that, we kept following the little mountain range by the ocean. And we found ourselves entering a small industrial village with a docks.
This is why I meant there's like a separate area down here.
Yeah, but hang on. Just stay here for a second just in case.
There's a vehicle down there.
Yeah, there is. I just saw that. That's what I'm looking at. But that's why I'm saying, like, hang on. Wait. If we head down into town, there's people down there, and we get ourselves killed. We get ourselves killed. See the wood? We'll head down to that at least. At least some cover. Take it slow. Since all looked quiet, we began moving in. And straight away, we could see that there was a truck and people inside here. We wouldn't know.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, not good.
No, but I'm just saying, they have no names.
Yeah.
So... hang on. Oh, it looks like a base. I'm not gonna lie. Has everyone got their guns?
Yeah, how come there's nobody here then?
Well, we don't know if there's nobody here.
Well, we haven't seen anybody yet.
But as we were coming back down the building, at the bottom, we'd notice what looks to be a door. A vault door by the looks of it. And there was a chest standing right beside it. And in the chest was a book. And the book said, find a generator to turn on the power to open this door. This was left behind by one of the game admins. And their job is to keep this map interactive and give survivors small missions to do. If we find the generator, we might get some high value loot. Exactly what we need. We searched all over the town, but the generator wasn't here. We had to keep moving. There was also a trailer nearby, filled to the brim with wood. We all had the same idea. We thought this is somebody's truck. That means whoever owns this, they're gonna hopefully come back. And when they do, we can ambush them and claim the truck as ours and use it to our advantage. But as we got closer to try and investigate it, we could see clearly that this truck, it was locked. So we decided to wait nearby and hide. All right, we need to retreat. Let's just retreat back to the hills for the end of session. Because, yeah, this is kind of scaring me.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think so. It's got wheels. The tank could drive today fine, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But is someone just collecting a lot of wood? After a hefty session of watching and waiting, nobody came. And we were all bored by now, and we had to keep moving. Let's loot the building, I suppose. We can't go in the vault because we don't have the power on. So we learned not to click that button. And if we see a guy, then obviously, yeah, then we'll rob him, but I don't know. We'll see. We entered a nearby building and we started exploring it. I could see that this building had to be something important because it had cameras on the outside. Cameras signify a high loot area, or maybe worse, an SCP or an Umbrella Corp base. But we thought it can't be a base because there's no enemies here. And there is loot to be found here.
Crates here, steel.
Food. I have loads of food.
Well, do we have a pickaxe by any chance? They have steel crates down here, which is same as shulker boxes almost.
In the building, we found some guns in the chest, and we took our time carefully looting everything, as we can't afford to miss anything. Supplies are low, and we need some valuable equipment. On the top floor, I had found a VSS. This is a small little sniper rifle, but the con is it's not really that strong, but handy against zombies, and it's silence. That's the best of all. But I had gotten some equipment, some attachments for other snipers if I stumble across them in the world.
Have the base for the scope. I think you would need to take that off the gun and...
No, it doesn't. It's not compatible with the VSS. Not the scope that I have anyway. I'm pretty sure the VSS has like a custom... As we were heading out of this small little village, we were attempting to loot everything. There was a lighthouse nearby, and I sent Monty and Daz in. But it came very obvious that we were being looked for. SCP, they were searching for us. And it felt like we were maybe the only last survivor standing from the town that hadn't been captured or killed. Every so often, a helicopter doing the rounds, scanning. It seemed like they were very confident that they had us trapped in this area, and all they had to do was find us.
As you're not crouching.
It's fine. It's fine. He's in the helicopter. If he was in the helicopter, we would have got spotted, though. He would have definitely seen our name. Okay, right. Yeah. We need to try. Okay, that thing went around and back into the mountains, so they're literally looking for us. That's why they told us to stay in this area. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's go. Let's move. So with this knowledge, we took things as slow as we could. We found a couple of houses. As you need to crouch as soon as you can when you get into positions. Can you crouch? Yeah. Just want to make sure. Okay, you can.
Am I crouching now? Okay.
Yeah. Because if they weren't in a helicopter. Crouch. Lie down. That's a car. That's the car. The road there. We need to get somewhere better.
We need to get in like a house or something.
No.
Maybe behind this house.
Car.
Are you in it, or is it just...
Yeah, no, it's moving.
Okay.
But in the distance, we could hear a car engine. A truck went by. Sadly, we couldn't see who exactly was inside, as the players were invisible due to a glitch. But all we can assume is that it's SCP. Thankfully, as a benefit to us, we can hear these car engines from hundreds of blocks away, making it easy to hide when the vehicle gets close. As we headed out of that village, we could hear another car coming down what sounded like the tracks. And we were right. And that was the same again. Whoever was inside that, we are unsure of, as those players were invisible too. They could be survivors for all we know.
Could be entity distance.
Yeah, I don't think so. White color scheme? Probably SCP. When the car went past, we crossed over the tracks to gain some high ground on a nearby hill to overlook the tracks. And also, I wanted to get a look at the power plant in the middle. I had heard some rumors from the prisoners that this power plant had been down for some time. The shield around it, should I say. This, I've heard, is where the zombie apocalypse started. SCP created it. And the force field here keeps all the zombies inside, and that is why there's barely any zombies here. They keep their own islands safe. Wait, what? Whoa, okay, cool. As I was heading back up the hill, a train was coming by. It was a cargo train, and it was steaming across the countryside, heading in the direction where the car had just went. Where's that going though?
Let's say SCP or something on the crates too.
I don't know. I say it is SCP. We decided to head in the opposite direction. Head towards where the train just came from. Where is it coming from? We gotta go. If the train or car does come, RIP. And I think we were after finding that place just up the tracks. There was a train yard. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a train station. Something. Yeah, it doesn't look right. It's not a military base. There's no towers. We'll take it slow though. That might be what they want you to think. And then the truck that we saw in the village came driving past. Yeah, truck, crouch. It's that truck. It's that rogue truck, whatever that's up to. And then shortly after, the jeep that was going down the tracks was coming back up the tracks the way that we headed. And another car to our right. Oh my god. Oh, it's Umbrella Corp. It's Umbrella Corp. What are they doing on the tracks? I can't see who it even is. And then as I was getting close to that jeep and heading to the train yard, the train came flying by, chasing the jeep. In my head, I knew what was going on. Either Umbrella Corp or SCP own this train system, and they send the jeep down before they send the train down to patrol and make sure the rails are safe. But it was clear as I got close to the train yard that the train wasn't coming from here. The train had disappeared into a tunnel and heading across a bridge. But it wasn't a complete waste of time, as we found who owns the train and who's been driving the truck. SCP seemed to own the train system, and the players driving the truck, that's Umbrella Corp. SCP and Umbrella Corp are clearly working together. That's nothing new. We already knew that from the beginning. As I got deep into the train yard, a helicopter came flying past. I did what I usually do. I hide and wait till it's gone. As Umbrella Corp were the ones who flew me out of the last map and captured me, and then sent me to prison and handed me over to SCP on the prison island. Monty and Daz, they weren't with me, and to keep the immersion strong, I had left the Discord channel. I told them before I left, I'll be back, and if you hear shooting, don't attempt to save me. Save yourself. As I got to the end of the train yard, I saw the generator that we needed to power that vault door that we found. The only problem is we need a vehicle to be able to tow it to the building to turn on the power. And that is something I don't have right now. But as I found that, I heard a vehicle coming, and it was SCP making their return trip. But since I was silly and I'd killed some zombies, I had left some rotten flesh on the floor, and that alerted them that someone had been here recently. So I thankfully found a bit of a glitch spot, and I hid inside a crate. And luckily, this thing was working, because if it wasn't, I'd sure know about it. You could see them looking at the zombie that I'd most recently killed. They knew someone had been here. I was just hoping that whoever they thought had been here was now long gone. After a while, I moved out, and I quickly found out that they were still here. But it didn't look like they were patrolling anymore. They were just waiting, keeping a lookout. But I could definitely tell they were still somewhat on edge, and they were sitting there for quite a while. I took the opportunity to crawl out. And once I got out of the train yard, I saw them moving back down the train tracks, the way we first originally saw them coming. They were clearly sweeping the tracks before the train came. And in 5 minutes after them driving off, the train, I could hear, was steaming towards the tunnel. And I knew what I had to do. But by doing this, I was abandoning Dazrun and Monty. But we might not get this easy opportunity again. And with Dazrun and Monty down at that side of the map, maybe they might think that I'm with them too, if they do get spotted. So here goes nothing. I had made it onto the train and I was hanging from the back. Hopefully, Monty and Daz might see a rogue me on the train going past. At least they'll know where I'm at. But this train was going fast. And at this point, I was scared that when it comes to jumping off this thing, is it gonna kill me because of the speed? But all this was going through my head. And then I noticed the Umbrella Corp tower approaching. So I had to sneak inside, otherwise I'd be detected. And as I went inside, there was an SCP member inside the train carts, making his way down. So prematurely, I had to get back on the outside of the train and hope the players on the guard tower didn't see me. But as I was looking at them, as we went into the tunnel, I could see that they were looking the opposite way. We had avoided detection, and I could tell where the train was going. It was heading to the first SCP base that we found, where the helicopter was patrolling. It was transporting or collecting supplies. And with all the excitement, I realized I never looted the train. I never checked the cargo train or to see if it had any loot inside. That way I could have got supplies without even doing any work. But now I had ended up here, back up in the mountain range, on the outskirts of one of SCP's maybe biggest base. Maybe it's their main base. Before the train got to the base, I jumped out over a dam and used the dam as cover. And this is when an admin came into my Discord channel and explained some rules about this base and how you and your team can potentially take it down if you want to. And this is what the admin told me. This is an SCP barracks. They transport all the weapons and supplies that they make from their factory to this base right here. That's why it's so heavily guarded. The admin told me there are 3 main sniper towers with a player inside each one of those. There are also guards on the ground, but there's a twist. When the train comes into the station to offload the loot, the guards are allowed out of their guard hut. There, they can also patrol the base, but also, importantly, move the supplies from the cargo train to the appropriate storage rooms. But when the train is gone, those guards must go back inside their room and wait for the train to come again, or unless they hear the alarm system go off in the base. If that alarm system goes off, they are allowed to come out and defend the base. Each sniper tower has an alarm system inside it. If a sniper sees you, they'll set the alarm off and bring all guards out. And finally, if the helicopter sees you, they must land the helicopter and trigger the alarm, but the helicopter might shoot you first before doing that. Slowly, creeping my way to the fence, avoiding detection from the helicopter. I'd found an area of fencing where I could easily jump across. With the train gone, I knew the guards were back in their hut, and it was only the helicopter and the 3 sniper towers I had to worry about. The first tower was right in front of me, and I was trying to figure out how I can get to it without being spotted. And at the moment, it wasn't really the snipers I was too worried about. It was the helicopter. It was very close to the base, and I could never tell when it was about to swing back around. I moved across to the shed, and along here there were a strip of sheds that I thought might be storing valuable cargo. And I really wanted to open these doors, but these doors would be so loud and it would basically be screaming to the snipers, hey, look at me. I needed to remember the mission. Complete this job, take out the snipers, and we maybe have 10 minutes to loot as much as we can. Sneaking my way slowly down the lane of sheds, hiding against the one strip of wall I had to hide myself from the helicopter. I could see the snipers doing their rounds, but it seemed that they were mostly occupied with looking outside the walls than inside the walls, and that's a good thing for me. I was attempting to first sneak down to the tower at the bottom. It was the closest one to me, and already in my head I knew how I was going to kill them undetected. If I shot my gun, it'd make too much noise and it would be completely obvious. I was going to have to use my axe. Now, for any of you who don't know, these players, they can only use in-game communication. So if they die, they can alert anyone else. They're not using Discord. I'm under the first tower. It's time to sneak up. I had luckily smoothly taken out the first sniper, and I had a bit of an idea, and that was to put the sniper's armor on that I had just killed. Now I look like my enemies, and from the distance I would look like just them. This even worked. I even stood in the tower confidently, and the other sniper looked straight at me. He didn't know any difference. But now I was off that tower, and I was making my way to him. But as I got up to the top of the stairs, I could see the other tower, the third tower, and I had to stay hidden now, because they knew the train wasn't here, so no SCP members should be walking around the base. But I had now managed to make my way to the second tower, and I was underneath. I was doing really well on time, and I now had the final tower to go to, and I had to go to this person as quick as I could and try to take him out, because he might notice that the 2 other guard towers are completely empty. If he saw that, he would set the alarm off, and this would make my mission 100 times harder. But the helicopter was slowing me down. It even came over at one point, and the lights were right on me. Looking from this, I can see the helicopter is rather useless. It just looks cool, I suppose. Threatening. But after taking out 2 sniper posts, I was feeling confident with this last one. And I climbed up knowing exactly what I need to do. And here we go over to some live comms that I recorded, and I'm not going to sound as confident as I do now. Oh my god. Yes! Okay. I need that sniper. That's all the guard towers, I think. Unless there's someone in there. I don't know if there's someone in there or not. Helicopter's gonna see me. Helicopter's definitely gonna notice in a second that people are gone. But the helicopter has to land to set off the klaxon, so I can just kill the person if he does spot me. Oh yeah, he's got ammo for days. My inventory is so full, it's ridiculous. My only problem is I don't know if I've destroyed all the guard towers. I can see a name there. Is it a prisoner or is it... Is that the guardhouse that was mentioned? I think that might be the guardhouse. Oh, my heart is absolutely pounding. This is probably one of the coolest things I have ever done. This is so cool. Now, where's the loot at? If that's the guardhouse, that means that the klaxon hasn't been set off. We're all good. But is it the last klaxon? Is that the last sniper tower? Like, I didn't see anyone in there. Oh, helicopter. Oh. I'm afraid to walk around normal. Like, the helicopter won't be able to see my name, so that's fine. But if I walk around normal, the helicopter knows that the train isn't here, so surely players shouldn't be walking around like normal. Oh, okay, that is definitely the guardhouse. Okay, so if the klaxon gets turned on, they have to come out. That guy's just standing there. They can come out. So I think we might actually be good. Even though it took us like 10 hours to get every single klaxon, we need to now try and hurry if we can. I'm going to literally run for this. If I do not see anyone, there's definitely no one up there. That's like an abandoned tower. Okay, this is the factory. Is there anything here? Oh my god. Right. I'm sure this was meant to be designed to be raided by a lot of people. And instead, we are here like a stealthy freaking ninja. Oh my god, there's so many grenades. Oh my god. Apparently there's something that I can use to shoot them down. An M202. I don't know where it is though. Okay, there's nothing in here. At least the building is giving me some cover from the helicopter. Okay, right, hang on. We need to sort my inventory. We need to be really quick. This helicopter's gonna... This train's gonna come back soon and everyone's gonna get out. Right. Let's stick... Okay, right, let's just get rid of that. Rem things we got 3 of. Do we need... They've got ammo in them. Sniper rifles are too rare to get rid of. M30. Oh my god. Okay, a Barrett 50 cal. That's definitely something I am going to take for sure. Holy smokes. Anything else? M16s. Yeah, there's loads of good stuff here, but like I can't take it. I'll take more Barretts though. Oh. What's that? What else? What else? Ammo. There's so much stuff. Oh. That can be used to shoot down a helicopter. It's not meant to though, so I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna do it. I'm not... Without a minute to spare, I aimed the M202 up into the sky. Aimed it straight towards the helicopter and took my shot. At first I thought I didn't do anything, and then it became pretty obvious I'd done something because the helicopter was spinning out of control. And now he was running towards the base. I knew what he was doing. He was attempting to run to the alarm system to set it off so all the guards can come out. But I was lying down in the grass and I was patiently waiting. Oh, okay. I missed every single sniper shot, and I'm not gonna lie, I got very nervous there. Right? He at least he didn't crash inside the compound. That way he would have been close to setting off the klaxon. Now what have we gotten here? Because this train's gonna be back soon. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. Okay, we've got armor. Okay, we're rating this as a solo person. I'm just trying to look for what's important. And right now, armor is nothing important. Is that train coming back? No. What's in here? What's in here? Wait. Hang on. I've got an idea. But this plan wasn't as smart as I thought. The grenade didn't kill all of them, and I was now going to have to fight him. The guards nearly got me low, nearly killing me, and this was proving incredibly tricky, and I regretted my decision straight away. I decided to back off from the guardhouse. They were all together, and they were moving around as a team. I came back in from another angle, and I attempted to use my rocket launcher, but that was unsuccessful, and I wasted all my ammo killing none of them. It was now time to use plan B. Go and hide for a few minutes, and then come back out, and hopefully they'll be separated all around the base where hopefully I can take them out one by one. And that moment came. There were 3 SCP members remaining. One was by themselves, which I swiftly took out. And there were 2 others that weren't leaving each other's side. They were playing together, and rightfully so. It was the right tactic for them to do. So I came up with another idea. Utilize the snipers that I had gotten from the 3 sniper towers. Get up on one of those towers and take them down. They were now down, but this whole big-headed decision of attempting to try take out the guards even though I didn't need to had now backfired completely. I had less than 5 minutes to finish looting. Inside one of the rooms, I'd got a Barrett 50 cal, That's probably one of the most useful things I'd gotten from this. But inside one of the sheds, it was completely dedicated to explosives. Here, I had gotten a detonator, and I'd managed to nab myself 64 explosive charges. But inside the shed, there were charges already placed down. So I linked my detonator with the charges. That way, when I leave here, this place can go boom. But the car was coming back down the tracks, and sadly I couldn't loot anymore, even though I wanted to. And it was following the same routine it had been following for the whole session. It parked outside waiting for the train to head into the base. And little did they know, while they're waiting, the base inside is completely empty of all their team. And this is when I got a slight bit of an idea and I played mind games with the enemies. Yo! I'm part of you guys. I died! Finally! I'm SCP! Oh god, that was close. I put on SCP armor and I walked straight out. Pretending to be dead and saying I'm part of SCP was a pretty good idea in my eyes there. I had now gotten myself a Jeep, and this was probably one of the coolest things I have done so far. Before driving off, I waited for the train to head into the base. The SCP members inside the train weren't even aware that an enemy was sitting in the car because I was wearing their armor. They wouldn't even know anyway. Yo.
Call yourself out. Who
SCP, it's me. I'm dead. SCP is taking over this area, though.
Get out of here or I'll open fire.
Are you listening to me?
3 seconds. 1,
Are you listening?
2.
Okay, it seems like Umbrella Corp weren't listening to me. These players sadly didn't believe me. But I just realized I now had a car that was capable of towing the generator that I'd found in the train yard. We could get the power on and see what was inside that room. But first, I went back to the spot where I'd left Monty and Dazroon, and they were nowhere to be found. So I began heading to the train yard by myself. I wanted to keep the momentum up and get the power on at the building. I quickly collected the generator inside the train yard, and we started heading down the coast. I got near the building with the vault and parked the generator nearby. And turned on the power. Then the door opened, and straight away I could see that it was a key, and it all made sense now. The truck wasn't owned by anyone. It was a reward for getting the power on. But inside there was also more stuff, other weapons, some more armor. I took my time organizing my inventory, throwing out weapons that I had no ammo for. I was trying to stay fresh, because if I enter a gunfight, I'm gonna need to be organized and prepared. But this truck and the trailer nearby and stuff that I'd gotten from the SCP base that I just raided had given me an idea. One that I thought would surely work. So I got the truck and attached the trailer. I drove it into town. Got out and left it. I stayed in the town for a while trying to keep an eye on the truck, but an Umbrella Corp member, they caught me, and one of them was chasing me down. Surprisingly, he wasn't shooting at me, he wanted to capture me, so I quickly told him how I feel about that. And as I kept moving, I then got a look down the road and I could see there were a ton of Umbrella Corp members around the truck that I'd left. And in my head, everything was going to plan. I had put on some Umbrella Corp armor that I'd just gotten because I knew I was going to be going past the air defense base. And if I walk past an Umbrella Corp armor, maybe they'll just think it's one of the Umbrella Corp members going back to the base. And that worked like a charm. I was allowed to run straight through the field. They had captured it and taken it, because that's what Umbrella Corp do. They take things and capture things. That has been their goal since day one. And here I am, outside their base, looking inside. I can even see the commander. Why had I just given them a truck? Well, I'm about to show you just why I've done this. You remember those explosives that I got? Those 64 explosive charges? Yeah, Umbrella Corp are about to eat those. The Umbrella Corp commander and all the Umbrella Corp players around went flying into the sky and they were obliterated. I used this opportunity and the mess that this was about to create to bring Umbrella Corp down for good. Instead of going straight into a base that was obviously weakened, I headed to the air defense base, where I'm hoping this commotion will leave it weaker and defenseless. And when I got there, I could see no one around. It had clearly been abandoned because something more important was happening. And I wonder what that was. I slowly cleared the base, making sure that there was no dirty camper hiding inside the base, ready to kill me. But the base was clear. No one was here. I was right. And now all I had to do was destroy the power. I tossed a grenade down, wiping the power out. The air defense system was down. Umbrella Corp's infrastructure down. No electricity. And Umbrella Corp knew, with the power out, something must have happened to their energy base that I was at. And here they were, headless and charging right towards me. I was now using their base as a tactical position to take out my enemies. With them all running towards me, I was waiting for them to get closer, to get them more clearly in my sights. And hopefully, I'm going to be able to snipe them off one by one. They were charging right towards me. I took my shots, missing the first one. But being successful on the second, taking out an enemy. After this first kill, the enemies decided that they wanted to push back. I believe in their head, they thought that there were more people than just me. I'm playing with their heads right now. With them all running back to base, I continued. And I went chasing them. And when I got back to the main Umbrella Corp base, which was looking really good, might I say. Like, look at the decor that they went for. Oh, that big hole in the middle. Love it. But I could see that they were clearly hiding out in their main building. There wasn't that many of them left. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them have abandoned ship and went to SCP already, the other admin team. But one of them went up to the top of the building. And again, I took that player out in a heartbeat. After that, I was confident enough that I could head down and take them all out in a good fashion gunfight. Oh, I've got an idea. I've literally got an idea. Okay. Listen up. Come down. Completely unarmed. And you guys will live. I have great plans for you. How does that sound?
Look, man, we're the only ones left, okay?
How many are there?
2.
Perfect.
Got most of us.
Come down. No armor, no weapons, no funny business. And one of you might just live. Alright, stay right there.
Dropping my weapons. Armor's gone.
Okay. If I see a weapon pulled or anything, it's over for both of you. You hear me?
That as well. Yeah. Nothing else.
Both over to the ledge. On the edge of the crater.
Okay. It's silent,
So, is only you two left?
Yes.
Telling me the truth?
Yes. You have the power station, so the guns are offline.
Yeah.
Get her.
All gone. Now everyone's dead, yeah?
Yes. 100%.
Good. You guys friends?
Yeah.
You guys good friends?
A little bit, yeah.
This was the end for Umbrella, and I had the perfect sweet moment on what I could do to these two players, and it'll be right up their alley.
Not really, no.
Alright, well then I can't do what I wanted to do. It's a shame Herp or something like that isn't still alive. Alright. Whoever wants to survive?
Please.
Choose. last person standing can live.
JT, I am so sorry.
Well done.
Nope.
Blood and revenge had been taken, and for me, that was the end of Umbrella Corp, and I had gotten justice for the countless players they had murdered, and for most importantly, the Knight in Red. His death wasn't wasted. With now the threat of Umbrella Corp neutralized, I found myself lost, wandering down a road and heading in the direction of the island I'd never been to. This was new territory now. I have to say as well, I got shot at while on this road, and looking back on replay, I could see it was a survivor up in the mountains. You gotta be careful who you trust. Zombies and the admin teams aren't the only threats. But in the forest, taking refuge, hiding from the sniper in the mountains, I could hear a car, an engine. It was getting my attention and I was subconsciously moving towards it. And that's when I came out of the forest and I realized it was at the power station. It wasn't a car, it was a boat. It was patrolling the power station. This is what SCP want to keep safe. They don't want anybody going inside here. The SCP members seemed like they were containing the zombie outbreak, making their little island much easier to survive in. So I think if you guys don't know this by now, this factory right here, this nuclear power plant, this is where the zombie apocalypse started. This is ground zero, and this is where rumored SCP created the apocalypse for their gain. They want this world. They thrive on the chaos. Knowing there was no way I was going to get into that factory right now, there was just too many undead. I decided to head back and keep venturing into this new territory. And that's when I came across a guard tower. It was guarding rails that were entering a tunnel. This is probably where the train's been going. This is probably the entrance to the factory. And obviously since exploding the SCP barracks base, I haven't heard that train or seen the train. I think we successfully disabled it. I snuck under the guard tower. If anything, it felt ingrained into my head now. But I realized taking this sniper out wouldn't be a good thing, because eventually they'll find the body and someone will alert them and they'll know that I'm here, or someone's here at least. So then underneath the guard tower, I quietly slipped away and continued moving forward into the forest. My decision on not taking out the guard was a very lucky escape, because 2 minutes after entering the forest, I heard gunfire. It was the sniper in the tower shooting, from what I see on the replay mod, at a group of survivors down the tracks. And then followed by that, a group of SCP players heading down the tracks, attempting to go hunt down those said survivors. These SCP players are very quick to respond. I need to be careful. But as I kept going through the forest, I could see I was definitely right. This was the SCP factory, so this is where the train came from. This is where all the supplies were made, and then the train would bring those supplies to the base that we raided. But then to my left, I could see a tower block. There was another city on the edge of the forest, and I could see that there were survivors on top of the big tower. Smart choice if you ask me. Makes it very difficult for your enemies to get you, or anyone who wants to do you harm. Not expecting to be thrown into a combat situation and being right in front of the factory, I decided to hide just for a while I discover what I should do next. Right now I have no plan, and I'm completely aimless. Thankfully, hiding in this little burrow, I was very lucky. That patrol group that we saw earlier, yeah, they went passing right over me. That is a very, very lucky escape. If I was still sneaking around the forest, I would have been dead. After getting my head together, I decided what would be best would be to explore who owns or who's up on the tower and head into this new city and see what it has to offer. So once I thought the coast was clear, I emerged from my hole and I began making my way into the town very, very slowly. I made my way into an apartment building, staying crouched at all times as to not to be detected. Looking through this town, I could see it was very interesting. Train tracks went through the town, so the train clearly went through here a lot. And while looking into the town, I didn't notice that a horde of survivors had crept up on me. They were walking down the road. So many. But they didn't notice me and they walked right past. It looked like they're heading towards the tower. As I snuck down to the front door of the apartment building, I was attempting to get across the road. Get more deeper into the city. Feel like I can hide more. If they're going to search anywhere, SCP or these survivors, I don't know if they can be trusted yet. The outskirts is the first place all enemies are going to check. While attempting to sneak across the road, I could see the survivors all huddled in the middle of the road. These guys clearly owned the town. And by the way they were huddled, it seemed like they were preparing for something. An attack on the factory maybe? Anyway, I successfully snuck across the road. No one saw me. I was climbing up a building and that's when I suddenly saw Dazrun. He was still alive. Yo, Daz. Come here. Back in here. Have you got something important to me? Okay, toss me that out. Apparently that's for the colony admins. Monty knew all about it, but apparently he's not here, so... Stay quiet. I'm just sussing out what's going on. Stick close to me, and hopefully we'll be all good, and we won't split up. It's good to have you back, though. I did miss you. I want to try see if we can get to this roof. Shooting had broke out in the town, and by the gunfire I could tell exactly who that was. It was SCP using their energy weapons. Those survivors on the road and SCP, they were in an immense firefight, and rounds were being let loose everywhere. The noise of it lit up the town, while me and Dazrun were just quietly being nosy, attempting to see if we can get a better look and suss out what exactly is going on. I could see that the big tower in the city, the tallest tower here, was the main focal point, and I believe there was quite a few players up there at the time. Eventually, we were getting really close to the tower, and the gunfire was getting louder and louder. Here, we had a brilliant vantage point over SCP, but Daz and I were contemplating, should we help and get involved? Because this could end badly for us if we do. We have to make sure whatever we do, everything is calculated, and our survival comes first. I thought, well, if this group of survivors here is hostile to us, if we at least engage in the SCP members, they will know that we tried to help them. So there's a slight chance we might get a common ally here, at least. And we know for sure SCP, they're not going to help us. They've shot at us multiple times, and I've also robbed them one of their main bases. Not good. I don't know. I'm confused about what's going on. I can't. That's what I'm trying to suss out. I know obviously it's soccer, but I don't know what their team are. Like, what's their lore? What have they been given to enhance whatever this is? Do you get what I mean? So I don't know if they're like evil, good, bad, survivors. Like, is it another SCP kind of team? Oh, I can see them. I've literally got SCP. So I took a few pot shots at the SCP members below, and I must have got one of them really low because the others around them seemed to have panicked and they ran inside the building. And eventually, after doing my best to see if I can take out some SCP members, I was kind of failing. But these SCP members, they were climbing. They were scaling the tallest building on the map, and they were dominating it. And it seemed like there were a bunch of survivors up there, and they were still managing to get up. The survivors up above were clearly being overrun, and we had noticed that they were doing their best to defend, and they had even taken a few shots at us, but they probably thought we were SCP, so I won't take any offense to that yet. But they needed help, otherwise they were about to be all dead, and Daz and I could probably use an ally, especially now we've gotten past breaking down Umbrella Corp. We might actually be able to finish this game mode and whatever the admins have created for us. And to find out the new objective, we need to call in the admins. But this comes with a very, very special novelty, a one-time use. You see, there's an admin team on our side called the BMC. That's what they go by the name of. They've been helping us out for 2 series now. And by calling in its flare, it's a one-time use. They will come in to help, and they're a very strong team. And this admin team, they're at war with, you guessed it, SCP. SCP and BMC have big history. They're rivals. BMC wanted to stop them creating the zombie apocalypse, but after a fierce war, they were defeated. And BMC's numbers are now low. That's why they need us survivors to help them out. But talking about help, we can't waste any more time. The survivors up above are getting overrun, and we need to call in help, because this is not a situation we can fix. And obviously we're able to call in these admins because now the air defense system is down. Remember, we destroyed the power, meaning the helicopter is safe to land. We wasted no time in instructing the admins on what we want them to do. We told them we want them to save those survivors in the tower. And luckily, they had brought the 3 elite admins to help us out. The helicopter quickly took off and began making its way to the tower. The gunfight was so loud once we got close, but the BMC elite members jumped out and they began doing the job that was asked. And while all this was going on, the helicopter was going around the building, doing loops, keeping us safe. But some of the SCP members had focused their attention on the helicopter, and it was under heavy fire. And with this, the engine stopped, and we began to lose control. But thankfully, it crashed into the building without blowing up, saving all of our lives. But the BMC members above had done their job, and with the survivors' helps up above, they had cleared all the SCP. The attack was completely neutralized, and now the BMC members, I could see the elite members, they were beginning to also panic because they'd realized their vehicle to get out of here was shot down. And we were told another vehicle was on the way, a helicopter. But they told us their aircraft carrier is really far out of the map right now. That's for their safety because SCP have a game mode of themselves to search for it. So it's going to take a while to come. And when things were more calm, the BMC players told us our next objective and what we need to do. And that objective was really simple. Take down the factory and capture it. They were referring to the factory nearby this town. The one I had been really close to. The one that's so heavily guarded. If we manage to achieve this, we'll get bonus supplies and we'll get reinforcements. Then we can push onwards and attempt to attack SCP's main base. And if we attack SCP's main base and take them out, that would result in us winning the game mode of taking out the enemy admin faction. When the helicopter finally came, another flare was handed out to us. This was for reinforcements, but it could only be used once we'd taken the factory. The helicopter flew away, but now I had a clear goal in my head and what I needed to do. Before I could take out the factory, I needed to secure some allies. I knew then if we do actually end up taking the factory, then that means that we'll be going to war completely and we'll be attempting to take out SCP from the game. So I ordered Dazroon to go back to the other city and get Monty. We're gonna need people we can trust completely and ask him to bring the survivors that he's keeping safe there. See if they want to fight. When he left, I started heading into the building that BMC had cleared. I knew that the survivors up above would know that we tried to help them, but I was still very, very wary. And I suppose the PTSD of last season, of getting captured and then basically taken out of the game, I just didn't want that happening again. I had learnt my lesson. So I quietly snuck into the building and began making my way up the stairs. From just being in the building for 5 minutes, I could see that this clearly was a base. It was their home, and this looked like a massive survivor settlement. And I was only slightly up the stairs when I noticed there were players coming down. My goal was get to the tippy top. That way, I'll be able to secure the top of the building, and then hopefully hold all the power. But getting into the settlement wasn't easy. I had to sneak past countless guards, going up and down the stairs, all while attempting to stay crouched and not get my name seen. I got to the top of the building and it was completely empty. No one was up here. Void. Freeze. Armor off. Please, now. Toss it out. Over there. No, I don't want it. Toss it out over that way. Guns out, please. Toss. Come up here. Follow. Follow me up. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to do anything. Just stay quiet. I'm only doing this as a safety policy. I don't know your team.
Ryan?
Hi-oh. How are you doing?
I mean, yeah, we're safe, but SCP's back already. Well, I take offense to that, but I mean, I've been saving survivors so far. We're good because we've been fighting the SCP.
Eventually, I told Soccer and all of them what I'd been told by the BMC and our goal. Now, Soccer's team was interesting. Soccer was technically, he's been brought back to life. He's played in an old series before, but he was planted here to start a colony by the admins. And I think he did his job successfully. He's taken people in, he's kept people safe. And they've made a very good base here. They just need to be ready to defend it next time when SCP come. But I told them the plan that we need to take out the factory and capture it for ourselves. And that way we can keep progressing through it and get to the end of whatever this game mode is. And then say we fully survived this experience. Clear that SCP have a base here. They're obviously clearly being told to wipe you guys out. And they nearly did. Like, because Jack and all them got across the map, they got like a flare that basically a helicopter come in and it would help them out. It's a one-time use. We used that on you guys. So those admins that came and cleared out the No, not in debt. I'm just saying that's what that was. That can't
That's what that was? The minigun guys and all that?
That was a one-time use, so we can't use it again.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of annoying.
It's unfortunate.
But I'm assuming that they have a base, like that's their base over there. SCP, that's their
they
spawn
have a base
area.
in that direction.
So we need to try and probably...
So if anything, we got to go take them out.
Yeah, we just have to think smartly about it because they have so many members. It's unreal. And while up in the tower looking into the factory, trying to think of a plan, Soccer and everyone told me that I didn't see that they believe there's a prison camp nearby the factory. These must be the prisoners that were on the island that we left behind. Obviously, SCP had went and recaptured them and moved them to a new prison. But I told Soccer about the 50 cal sniper rifle that I have, but we have a dilemma. I have no scope for it, but one of Soccer's members had a scope on their weapon that was compatible with the Barrett 50 cal. This is a big breakthrough because this sniper rifle, yes, I have very limited ammo, but this sniper is absolutely deadly. With realizing I also had a bipod, this meant we were set up for success. And I had a plan that could take down the whole entire base without us potentially not even being able to step foot in it. But for this to work, there needed to be a ground attack that would essentially be a smokescreen. This was my plan. I planned for Soccer to take a bunch of survivors to the front gate and simply give SCP the illusion that they are the ones attacking the base and to continuously lay down gunfire while myself would be up in the building, the tower we were just at. But the real attack would be coming from me on the tower using the sniper rifle, which is silenced, by the way. You see, the attack needs to take place on the ground so that when they start dying, they realize and they think that they're dying just due to normal gunfire and not a sniper in the tower. That way, they'll be hiding from the enemies attacking at the front gate and not from the player on top of the tower. But Soccer didn't listen to my plan and he led his team into a huge ambush. And this is how I found out. Did you guys get ambushed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, lads. Is this all who survived? This is it? This is the whole team? And the team were sadly ambushed before they could even execute the mission. Soccer and 90% of the group were taken out completely. When some players came back from the group who survived, this is what I was told. I knew now this base, this group was weak, and SCP knew that they had clearly taken out half of this settlement, if not more. It was only a matter of time before they launch a full-on attack here, and we're just gonna end up just like Soccer and the rest, ambushed and killed. The patrol group of SCP, the players who literally run around the map and are not responsible for protecting the factory, they were now coming into the town, and this group of players, they needed to be dealt with. I stayed in the tower and I attempted to try be their eyes and to lay as much covering fire as possible. The reason why I couldn't go down is because I had this rare Barrett 50 cal weapon on me that could be the key to taking down this base. The patrol group were coming out of the factory and they were heading back into the town. The group of survivors who went down to attempt to take them out, they were located in this building here and they're ready to ambush. And I was attempting to get them distracted on me by shooting them a few times.
There is no way that we can fight all of them.
Who
They
shot?
might have- Yo, power,
Me,
crouch,
Yep.
bruh.
It's me.
Oh yeah.
I'm making them focus on me a little bit. I shot one of them. He's crouching behind a tree. Now might be your chance. Now might be your chance.
Okay.
In between the buildings. Yeah, there you
Let's
go.
shoot them from top. Go.
Right, they've pushed into some of the buildings. Right, one's on the right hand side building. You see another one going.
Yeah, let's try. We have
They're
to.
on the building, opposite building, on the roof, coming for
What's the
you,
building?
lying down.
Okay. Lay down.
Shot one.
He dead?
No.
Void, get out of my line of fire.
risky.
Oh, somebody died.
2 people died on my.
Yeah, I got shot through a wall.
Alright, they're coming across. Come across in your building.
No one.
Ah.
Wait, is there only 2 of us?
Yeah.
Right, you guys should probably try to get back to base if you can. The ambush from the players on the building was unsuccessful. They didn't even get one clean kill. And now, those SCP members knew exactly where those survivors were. Kills were being exchanged, but that's not a good thing, because there were more SCP in this fight than survivors. And now, only 2 survivors were remaining. They needed to get out and get back to the tower fast. I was fed up, and I wasn't gonna die without at least shooting my gun. I need Moose. I need them 2 to go to the prison like now. The prison. Free the prisoners. Damn it, missed it. Got him. Got one. Three, 2, 1. Right, there's 2. Alright, Moose. There's 2 people going. There's 2 enemies at least at the prison. They've got 3 tangos pushing forward to them. Right in front of them. Okay, I see one lying down. Got one. With the assault going well and the 2 snipers taken out from the tower near the prison, I ordered 2 survivors to head towards the prison and enter the tower and lock it down. The Barrett 50 cal had done damage to them and had taken them by surprise. They clearly didn't know where these shots were coming from, and I believe pushing the guys into the tower at the end was a good idea because they thought they were the ones attacking. So every SCP member was hiding from them when they should have been hiding from me. Scanning around, I could see no one else in my sights. The rest must have been hiding and began entering at the factory side, while the 2 other players in the sniper tower keep the prison secure. There was no signs of life in the factory, but then we could see a big door. This clearly led to the prison, and when we got close to the prison we could hear the alarm going off. SCP guy, come out.
We got you.
Don't kill him. Come out. You can live. I promise that. Alright, Moose, do me a favor. Open that door.
Yes.
Run back really quick.
Oh.
Okay.
Is he dead? Oh, no.
Oh, no, he's not dead.
Do you need backup? Can I go in or?
He might gun you down.
Should I shoot? Should I shoot?
I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Whoa, where are you?
Got him,
Who's
Ryan.
down?
Good stuff.
Nice job, Will.
Nice, nice.
When the prisoners saw us, they were delighted that we'd came from. To my surprise, we had managed to take down the factory. All thanks to the Barrett 50 cal and these brave two members right here, IGM Wu and Paris Den, who in their eyes was heading into a death sentence, but they did it anyway. So I suppose they're the true heroes. They're the true weapon, and they created the perfect smokescreen. This factory was now ours, and what that symbolized was the potential end of the SCP, because now we can attempt to start making our way to their main base to end it all.
Jump on the vines and
Welcome to the apocalypse.
Right. Hello. Right, we'll wait here and then we'll go into the factory because I think we got a surprise apparently, so we're going to figure out what that surprise actually is.
Wait a goddamn minute.
The portable close door.
Okay, there we go. Right, so is that everyone here? We'll have to try and get people geared because we can't wait too long because there's other people and other teams waiting, so crashes are
There's
going
a
to
radar up here, Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I don't really know what it does. It's not really for anything. Keep an eye on it if you want to turn it on. Right. So there is gear here apparently, so we're gonna find that out. We're gonna see. Apparently we go upstairs. There's these weapons here, but I think there's something special upstairs apparently. So let's go. Luckily, with this being a factory, we're now able to supply every single prisoner with at least a weapon. Sadly, this factory is currently producing just weapons alone, so armor was not a thing. And clearly, the SCP base I raided a good few days ago now was meant to be raided by a lot of players, but I decided to do that solo because there was tons of armor inside there. But we managed to get a gun in every player's hand. And then the players that have been surviving for a while all dug into their backpacks and tossed out as much gear as they could get. The push for SCP's main base was in sight, and now all we had to do was push just slightly a little bit more to get in position to get ready to attack the main base. Dazarun and Monty had made it back. We'd been in the factory for quite a while, making sure every player was at least ready to fight. Daz only sadly brought Monty back, as the other players that he was keeping safe didn't want to fight, and that's their choice. And I completely understand that. But before we go, we also had one last thing to do. We had secured the factory. That means we can use the flare and we can get a slight boost in numbers by now calling in the BMC. We are going to help this admin team and reinstate them and their power, hopefully triggering the end of this game mode and us the survivors actually winning and officially surviving the 100 days. It's time for the flare to be released. With our numbers now bolstered, it was time to start heading to the farmhouse. We had only been given a picture of it by the admins, and as we got closer, there was a big field and a valley in between. This was prime ambush territory. I ordered the BMC admins to go on the left-hand side of the farm, while the survivors attempt to crawl up the right-hand side. We were using the admins to our advantage, knowing that they're not really real players, but just here to help out. They pushed up far, while I ordered some of the players to go up on the mountainside nearby and scout out. But as I got my Barrett 50 cal out, which was going very low in ammo, might I say, I could see an SCP player inside the house. The player looked up at the people on the mountainside, and I took my shot quick, taking that player out of the game. But then this is when things got really weird. After taking that player out, we were looking at the house for a long time, and there were no signs of life. That's when I ordered some of the BMC members just to head towards the house, because something didn't seem right. There was something going on, and I was nervous. The players were nervous. Over the next 15 minutes, we slowly pushed towards the base. The BMC members inside were indicating that it was completely safe. No one was here. They were after searching the whole entire building. Not a single soul was here. Something just didn't seem right. But eventually, we got inside the building, and I ordered the players to also do a sweep of the entire build. And eventually, everybody came back with nothing. No one was here. Nothing looked suspicious. It was clear. But I was just paranoid that maybe there's a bomb underneath and they're about to blow up this building. But that never came. And that's when the BMC members told us that the town that SCP's main base is in sight. And there, we could see all the SCP members ready to fight. The attack was gonna begin shortly. But then we were informed that myself and Monty are gonna be taken back to the BMC's main base, their aircraft carrier, which has been keeping them alive. Shortly after that, a helicopter came to collect us, and we were extracted from the site. When flying over the city, near the factory, the aircraft hangar they were talking about came into sight. It had been moved closer for the assault that's about to happen. And when coming into land, the elite BMC members were guarding the BMC leader. And this guy was an absolute mastermind. He went on to inform us that myself and Monty are gonna be going into the back lines. We're gonna be sneaking into the main base from the backside, while they keep SCP busy and occupied at the front. But there's a twist. Inside SCP's main base is a game mode, which I will explain shortly if we manage to get there. But to explain it simply, and what we were asked to achieve, is Monty and I are gonna be responsible for bringing down SCP's main electricity grid, resulting in SCP's force field breaking, making the main base vulnerable to a tactical strike. We were given some new shiny weapons to help with the infiltration. And then we were quickly ushered onto a plane in the night. We were now deep in enemy territory, and the plane was flying very low to avoid radar detection. And then all of a sudden we were ordered to jump. And now this is when me and Monty knew there was no going back. In my head, I was just wishing that we'd have Dazroon here, the three of us, working together as we should. In the jungle, we were ordered to hide and wait, because the timing is gonna have to be perfect. Finally, it was time to now move close to the base. You see, we had to wait for the force field to go down. And with the attack starting, the force field went down for an extended period of time, as they were letting players out of the main base to bolster the defenses in the town. That window of opportunity allowed us to sneak inside to the base. We had key cards to get inside here. Because we've killed so many SCP players now, we've been collecting key cards since the prison when we first started. One of these key cards, at level 2, led us into the base. And there, we went guns blazing as quick as we possibly could. We were told in the game mode the guards at the base were only allowed to use in-game communication, so they couldn't alert the forces inside the town close by. Straight away, once we entered the facility, SCP were right in front of us. We had no choice but to open fire, and this meant we couldn't go silent. We had to go loud and we had to take out all the guards and hope that they don't go running to the front lines to alert the army to come back to the main base. We had just managed to kill one of them, but there's 2 more around. And I'm not sure where they just disappeared to. And in our heads, Monty and I thought, they're definitely going to the front lines. We have to move fast. We need to find a control room where the game mode can take place. Desperately looking for the control room, but still taking it slow in case these SCP guards are still here waiting for us to come around a corner. We had managed to make it to the top of the facility, and we were following the power lines because we assumed that went straight to the main control room. That's when we believed that we saw the main room. We'd have to zip line across to it, but we were taking it slow. I really didn't want to die, and my hands were shaking. We were using the best tactics we could to protect ourselves, clearing room by room. We cleared one room, then Monty stayed to provide covering fire when needed. I headed to the next room, the final room to sweep, and it was clear. We could safely grapple across. I went first.
No.
Okay, Monty. You just right-click it. Then followed by Monty. Keep pressing W. Don't press anything else. The 2 guards clearly left the base, and we're now going to alert the players on the front line who are fighting. So we had to move quick, and we didn't have a lot of time to decide. But here's the game mode. A player must sit inside this chair for 10 minutes. Once the player decides to sit in this chair and hack the system, they will be glued to the chair for 10 minutes and they cannot move. If they manage to knock 3 minutes off the clock, then the power will go down. But if they want to survive, they'll have to stay on it for 7 more minutes to even get off the chair in the first place. So that's up to their teammate to defend and protect them. But this would have been a lot easier if the smoke screens on the front line worked and we weren't detected when we entered the base. Monty, without hesitation, jumped onto the seat and began the hacking process. And after a minute of the timer going down, the base was overrun with SCP, and it was time to try and defend my friend for 10 minutes. The pressure that these SCP players put me under was absolutely immense, and they had done something so smart. They had left SCP members also in the town to attack the survivors and the BMC members who were attacking there, so they couldn't come to our aid. I had to defend Monty all by myself. I managed to take out a few, but they were getting closer and closer to the control room. All that stood between us was a door, which they had the key card to be able to get inside. They finally began flooding through the door. Let's see if I could feed one through. But I'd need to kill a lot more than a few to be able to survive. There was still a lot of time left on the timer. And I was attempting to utilize everything in my inventory. A few players came up and I tossed out a grenade. I was even then tactically and slowly throwing out flashbangs to try and keep the enemies blind. With the grenades and flashbangs being used, it was keeping them slightly at bay, but it wasn't fixing the problem. None of them were dying, and there was too many of them on the stairs. I knew this. Flashbang out. Eventually, the flashbangs, the grenades, they all ran out, and they knew I was out because the constant wave of flashbangs stopped. We had successfully managed to get the power down. But Monty's life was at risk. All of a sudden, they all pushed up the stairs. Reluctantly, I jumped out of the window. But I just got out of the blast zone just in time. The blast had annihilated most of SCP, and I'm sure now their numbers were very low. Because of Monty's successful hack, I was given a camera that I could operate, and clicking into the camera, I could see somewhat and hear the assault taking place on the outskirt base near the town. It was still a heavy firefight, but moving around the jungle, trying to get back to them, I could hear an engine. And then I could see it was a bunch of SCP vehicles. They were clearly getting out of here. They knew that this was a lost cause, but in my eyes, their team is coming to an end, and we're about to win. But with Monty's final act being successful and managing to hack the system, he had given us a gift from beyond the grave, and the hacking he done unlocked a secret video, a video we were never meant to see.
If you are watching this, then SCP has fallen and you must know the truth. Black Moon Cooperative, or the BMC as you may know them as, is the creator of this deadly virus plaguing the server. SCP was created with one sole mission: to secure, contain and protect all the living until the zombie outbreak had been dealt with. A year ago we went to war with BMC and captured and secured all Black Moon Cooperative assets, including research facilities and military bases. After our successful campaign of neutralizing BMC, we then began our work trying to find a cure for the virus, but our attempts to find a cure were halted as Black Moon Cooperative were beginning to build strength, and rumors had it they were coming to take back control. The strength they were gaining was coming from a small group of survivors who were taken from us en route to our containment island a year ago. We had Umbrella Corp searching the city for us as a proxy faction to try and get these players back to us and back en route to the containment facility. We had no choice but to engage in war with the survivors once they got to our island and broke free from the containment facility. BMC are attempting to get possession of a briefcase. This briefcase is the only thing stopping us from ending what BMC created, and the Black Moon Cooperative want this destroyed. If you have possession of this briefcase, do not hand it back or all hope is lost. Remember this though. SCP are good. We have always been good.
accidentally the bad guys, and clearly a load of players now and survivors had paid the price. Dazrin was dead, Monty's dead, I'm all by myself, and zombies are slowly leaking now back into the world from the power plant. Instead of stopping the problem, we've just created more of a problem. BMC got exactly what they wanted, and they're now back in the game. The likelihood now of finishing this game mode and actually getting to the end of whatever this story is very slim, as there are barely any survivors left, and if anything, I might be the last person standing. So if I die, this whole game is over. I was inside an old SCP building, and down below, there was a storage room. And while I was in the storage room, I was given a mission. I was told that the remaining survivors of SCP were now on the city server. And I knew this already because when I logged off, I could see them on my server directory. They had managed to cross the bridge, and they were taking refuge in the city. I was given 2 options by the game admins. Get across the bridge yourself and go find SCP, or take this communication device and bring it to the tallest building on the map. And if you manage to send out the SOS message, not only will you get an evacuation for yourself, but for any surviving players anywhere on the map. Upload the message, let SCP know that you know the truth, and they will come for you. They'll save you, and then you can attempt to end this once and for all. In the storage room, I freshened up, loaded up, and I was ready to, of course, get to the tallest building and attempt to rectify the situation and get all remaining players on the map and evacuation out of this map and onto the other island. Even though I could clearly just cross the bridge myself, but now I couldn't be selfish. We needed the rest of the survivors. There was too little of us. As I left the room, the game to escape this island had now begun. And BMC were taking over the whole entire map. They were hunting down all the last survivors so they could win the game mode. And they were also taking back all facility and military bases that were taken off them months ago by the SCP. The BMC members that parachuted onto my building were clearing the zombies below, attempting to take back this base. So while they were distracted with that, I managed to slip over the fence. I didn't want to get spotted. I knew what I had to do. I had to get to the tallest building and upload that SOS signal. But I must admit, I did appreciate the BMC coordinated takeover. Planes and helicopters were flying in everywhere, dropping players into the map. This was getting scary. The tallest building, I assumed, was the tower near the factory where that settlement was. I began making my way there, but it wasn't easy. BMC were everywhere, but slowly and over time, I managed to get into the building. I made it all the way to the top. No one was here. But when I got to the top, the signal wasn't going out. This was not the tallest building on the map. It must be in the other town. But while distracted attempting to upload this signal, BMC were now coming up the building, and they were heading to the roof. But not to worry, I have a parachute, but I have to say this. This parachute is a one-use thing only. I can't use it again. But this luckily got me out of this sticky situation, and I was able to gain some ground and get out of there. I was now making my way to the other city. The tallest building must be there. But I was near the power station and the horde of zombies was thick. Remember, that's where the zombie apocalypse started, and that's where they're coming from. While attempting to clear the zombies on the tracks and get through, a train came whizzing by, nearly taking me out of the game. I don't know who was driving that, but they were clearly in a hurry. Just after escaping death, I'd found myself now in the city. And there I could see the tallest building. This must be the one. And as I was getting closer to it, I was about to make my way in. But out of nowhere, a group of survivors came out. And they ran straight to me for safety. These must be the players that Monty was taking care of. The players that didn't want to fight in the end. If anything, they just saved themselves by not fighting. I knew what I needed to do. I had to get them out of the city because it was unsafe. There was BMC everywhere. And if I just get to the tallest building and upload this SOS signal, I can get an extraction for myself and the other survivors. So I told them to head out the city in this direction. And as they were heading out, they got spotted, and a BMC member was coming their way. I went around the other side of the shed and was crouching, and I managed to sneak past him. And get back into the town, and now I was on top of the tower. I was here. It was time to send out the SOS signal. The message was sent, and extraction was coming. I was given coordinates to an extraction point, and it was somewhere in the town. I needed to get to the ground, but I could see that the BMC had spotted me, and they were coming up the tower. And I'd already used my parachute on the building that I thought was the tallest one. I don't know what to say, guys, but my luck had run out. It's up to the other survivors now to see if they can finish the game mode, and I'll be documenting their story. Let's see if they can make it to the end. I didn't manage to get to my extraction point, but other survivors, they did. And now, they were getting out of here. But they still had to get off the island. But the threat isn't over yet. Remember, they still need to get across the bridge. This car is driving up the tracks. It has one survivor inside, and it's darting towards the bridge. And there's a ton of BMC members behind chasing it, shooting and trying to stop them. But this driver had an extraction already planned and an exit route that they wouldn't be expecting. Officially, that is now one survivor off the island, and they're heading towards the city map. And now BMC have spotted another helicopter coming in to collect another set of survivors, and this was the helicopter that I was meant to be getting on. I was attempting to get to that extraction point. The final survivors managed to get into the helicopter by the skin of their teeth. And as the helicopter was just taking off, BMC had just caught up. The helicopter was airborne, so they were now safe. And they were making their way to the city on the other island. But now BMC knew all survivors were now off this island and were heading to the city. Eventually, the helicopter had made it to the city. They were on a new server now. This is where SCP is. And the helicopter was flying with haste, making its way to its final destination. Because SCP knew now that all survivors are off the other island, that it won't take BMC long to now also be in the city. And they'll be coming to finish off any survivors they didn't get, so they can win the game mode. The helicopter landed and dropped off the two survivors. And then shortly after, the car that escaped the island with the survivor was now here. All three remaining survivors were in the top secret SCP facility. SCP rushed them down the hole. and they began opening the vault door. You see, SCP is an admin faction, so they can't go ahead and win the game mode. What lies in the briefcase and why BMC want it so bad is because that can end the zombie apocalypse. It's simple. Inside this briefcase is a way to turn the device that BMC made to make the zombie apocalypse and turn that device into a bomb. But the problem is, and you guessed it, this means the survivors must go back to the other island and now head and go to the epicenter of where this whole story started and destroy the device that's made this problem. If this device is destroyed, survivors win the game. The 3 players had no other choice but to agree, as this was the final game mode.
All right, you guys made it. Good job. You doomed us though, but I have something to give you.
And that is?
It's a briefcase, and I'll show you the importance of that later, but I trust you know what to do with it.
They were pushed onto a plane fast because BMC were now here in the city, and the plane without hesitation took off and was en route to the power plant. This is the final game mode. This is what all survivors have been attempting to survive for. There could have been 50 of us, but throughout the series, only 3 remain. It all lies in 3 players. They have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. All previous survivors are rooting for them. The 3 survivors had made the journey to the power station. They were dropped off and they were now beginning the game mode of getting deep inside the facility and find the device that's making the zombies. Destroy it and they win. These are our 3 survivors, our final hopes to complete in this story. Those players are T-Natrix, who is kindly providing the first-person perspective. The second player is Wolftar, and the third is a player who goes by the name of Hot Sweaty Garbage. In my eyes, he's a hot, sweaty hero. As they were dealing with a wave of zombies, they were trying to get inside the power plant to find the access route that leads underground. But simultaneously, while this was going on, and our survivors were attempting to do this mission, SCP had a problem. BMC had found them, and they'd found their base. We're about to witness 2 admin factions go to war against each other, and SCP are on their last legs, and all they can do is hold their ground. They're completely outnumbered. And here's the stats. There's 50 BMC members and only 12 SCP, but they're not going to go down without a fight. Our survivors were now inside the power plant, but the zombies were really slowing them down, and they were struggling to find the access hatch that'll get them inside the facility. But eventually, and with no casualties yet, they found it, and they started heading down. And at the same time, BMC were now starting to breach SCP's base. They were starting to head into one entrance, but SCP was laying down fire, attempting to hold them back as long as possible. Now that our survivors were inside the facility, they had to put on gas masks, as down here there's random gas explosions. Gas that will instantly turn you into a zombie. This is the gas that the device is making, creating zombies. So if they don't want to be a zombie themselves, they need the masks on. Now they're underground, it's going to be very difficult because now they're confined and the zombies can easily close in on them. And if they're not careful, they could get surrounded. They set up a system of one person pushing forward and someone watching behind, and they were making their way to the main room, smoothly taking out all the zombies in front of them. But I can't say things were going as smooth for SCP, because now BMC, they had really breached one of the entrances, and SCP had no choice but to fall back. And some SCP members were starting to fall, and their numbers were getting smaller. They were getting ready for their final stand. But going back to the survivors, steadily, after dodging the gas countless times, they had now found themselves at the door to the main room, where everything started. They managed to clear the room of all the undead, and they closed the door, sealing them inside. The room was now safe. T-Natrix took out the briefcase and began turning the device that's creating the zombie apocalypse into a device that can end the zombie apocalypse. But when the device was set up, it was obvious. Inbuilt into it was a 1-minute timer, and they couldn't change that. That means if they click this button, they have 1 minute to escape if they want to survive this whole entire experience. The survivors, they had a problem on their hands. Who was going to be the one to stay behind and set off the device? And who were going to be the 2 that survived? Back over to SCP. They were completely distracted on one entrance, and BMC, I have to admit, were using clever tactics. Keeping them occupied in one entrance, they didn't see the horde of players that were attempting to now come in another side. It's looking very likely that this is the end of SCP altogether. It won't be long until their facility is completely overrun and SCP have nowhere to go. There's no escaping this one. Eventually, the survivors had their hard discussion, and it was going to be T-Natrix who was going to stay behind and wait and give them time before setting off the bomb. Wolftar and Hot Sweaty Garbage were gonna try and make it out of here. One problem though, they'd locked themselves inside this room, but now the door, there was too many undead, and opening that door would flood the room, and that wouldn't be good because they might not even get a chance to set off the bomb. So Natrix had an idea, to blow a hole in the side of the wall where they can hopefully escape out of quickly. The plan sounded like a concrete one. It should give them enough time to escape. The makeshift exit was made, and Sweaty Garbage and Wolftar went out, but unluckily there was a zombie horde too close, and the exit route, it wasn't really an exit route, it was more of just a zombie wall that was never ending coming towards them. Sweaty Garbage was consumed by the horde, and here there was no thinking. This was going to be the end. T-Natrix knew this. Wolftar knew what was coming too. They wanted to at least destroy the device and get the game mode over, but doing this will be the ultimate sacrifice. The timer has begun. There's no going back now. Finally, after a year, this is the end.